One of the most useful panels in After Effects is definitely the Effects and Presets panel. Let's talk about using it for effects and then using it for animation presets. Now, the first thing about Effects and Presets is that it's a fairly tall panel, so you want to give as much room as you can. I'll drag it up to give a little extra space here. At its simplest level, you can use the Contains box as a quick search engine. For example, if I type in the word blur, it will show me all of the animation presets that have the word blur in their name, and also all of the effects that have the word blur in their name. I have the Cycore effects installed, so it's showing me both the After Effects standard effects and the Cycore CC effects. If I want to apply one of these blurs to an image, I can do it a couple different ways. I can go ahead and take my effect and drag it right onto an image in the Comp panel. You'll see the Effect Control panel opens, and now that effect is live. I'll undo. Another way is if I select a layer ahead of time, find an effect I like in this window, and double-click the effect, then that effect will be applied to the selected layer or layers. Undo. There we go. This panel shows me a lot of additional information. For example, there's a very small 16 or 32 superimposed on some of the icons for these effects. That tells me whether or not these effects are compatible with 16-bit depth projects or 32-bit floating point projects. There's also an options menu for effects and presets that gives me a lot of additional ways of looking at my information. By default, I search through them as categories. This gives me the same effects categories as I would find underneath my normal effect menu. Other options are whether or not I want to see animation presets. If I'm just looking for an effect, animation presets can clutter up the display a little bit. If I turn this off, the animation presets folder disappears, and now I see just the effects that match the word I type in. I'll turn that back on if I want to see the animation presets. Indeed, if I want to go deeper into the presets, I can say Show Referring Presets. That means whenever I find an effect I'm looking for, it will also show me presets that use that effect. So if I enable this option, now underneath my effects, it will show me not just the effects that match the name I typed in, but also any animation presets that are using those effects. Very handy. This options window also gives me other ways to choose what I see or don't see in this panel, such as whether I want to see only the high quality effects. I'm going to turn off referring presets for now. The other function of this panel is to deal with animation presets. Animation presets are bundles of effects, keyframes, and other parameter settings that have already been applied to a layer. You can save combinations of effects and presets to recall later and apply to another layer. Adobe also provides hundreds of presets for you to use in your own projects. If you want to just browse these presets, you can control open the folders in the Effects and Presets panel and see their names, or use the Browse Presets option in the Effects and Presets panel, which will open Adobe Bridge and give you animated or visual previews of many of these presets. Now, if I want to just apply a preset to a piece of footage, it's very, very similar to applying an effect. I can select my layer ahead of time, twirl down the preset I want, such as, say, Colorize Blue Wash, double-click it, and it'll be applied to my footage. Undo to remove. I can also just drag it onto any clip, and it'll still be applied. I can go ahead and modify any of these presets to my own taste. For example, if I pick this orange and decide to pick a different color to tint, say more of a turquoisey blue, I can go ahead and select the effects and either click on this little icon in the bottom right corner of Effects and Presets, or use the animation menu item, Save Animation Preset. I can go ahead and give this my own name, such as Blue Wash. If I like, I can either save it into the folder that these presets previously came from, or I can go ahead and create my own folder, such as Chris Presets. Click OK. Click Save. And now the Blue Wash preset that I just saved will appear in my Effects and Presets window. Animation Presets, Chris Presets, there's my Blue Wash. Basically, any parameter that appears in the timeline panel that you can keyframe or change the value of, you can save as a preset just by selecting its values or selecting its keyframes or even selecting the name of the entire effect and doing Save Animation Preset. Now, the Effects and Presets panel is not the only place you can access these things. For example, if you select a layer, there is an entire effect menu that gives you the same categories as you find in Effects and Presets. And there is an animation menu that allows you to apply presets, including a list of your most recent presets, browse the presets, save your own presets. The Effects and Presets panel is handy in that it consolidates all of this into one place, plus gives you that handy search engine, such as Wash. There's my own blue wash I just saved, and there's the blue wash that came with Adobe After Effects. If you're new to After Effects, it's a great idea to spend some time exploring the animation presets. There's lots of great categories in here. We particularly like the behavior presets, and we'll be using those a lot. There's lots of great text animations and text presets, and when you get to the text lesson, we'll be showing you how to use those as well. So overall, we'd say keep Effects and Presets open. You're going to be using it a lot. It's a very handy tool inside After Effects.